Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. This is a great day, and many great days in our city, but a day that we're quite proud of. Today, the speakers will come after me. We'll talk about the funding that we'll receive in excess of $3 million that will go primarily towards South Scranton for the demolition of blighted properties, for the opportunity for first-time home buyers, and to the restoration of main commercial districts in South Scranton. As the mayor, I stand here very proud that we were one of 18 communities in the state of Pennsylvania that received funding. And that is a great accomplishment. And it's through the hard work that we've done up to this point. You know, we did a study years ago when Sarah Hillstone was director of OECD, where we studied South Scranton, a 40-block area. When we got that study done, we were waiting for the right opportunity. And the right opportunity came with the help of Linda Abley and outstanding work that she did in putting a proposal together. We submitted a proposal that was targeted and directed. But more importantly, under President Obama, it had to be ready to go. And it is ready to go. And it will start immediately as soon as we always say, the check clears. We're real proud of what the things that we've been able to do, and we're so proud that we're able to receive this from a lot of people's hard work. And I want to ask John Blake to come up. John, as you know, is one of our own people, but he's a great executive in the state, and he's Executive Deputy Secretary of DECD. John Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. It is a pleasure to be back in this fine city. And ladies and gentlemen, I send best greetings on behalf of the Governor and Secretary Cornelius at DCED. As the Mayor said, we bring great news back to the city. I had a chance to be in my hometown for a little announcement this morning. And if you don't mind, Austin, of course, already heard this story, but I'd like to share it with you because it's appropriate for this hearing. You know, we're in the most difficult economy we've ever faced. And I used the analogy this morning that a good businessman, as the Mayor knows well, when things are bad, you tighten up. You cut where you have to. You get the best out of scarce resources, but you also have to do something else. You have to remember to invest in your assets. Invest in your assets in a way that sets you up to be prepared for when the growth returns so that you can continue in success in your business planning. And so it's not too different for government, as the Mayor knows well, and under his extraordinary leadership, and I'm glad the city has continued to bless you with that opportunity to lead the city. We've invested significant support here for the city, and you see it everywhere as you drive around. We're standing right in the middle of an extraordinary accomplishment of public-private partnership, a little bit of seed support from the state leveraging extraordinary private investment, and transformational in the way the city feels. I think you can all agree with me that this is extraordinary. We come to talk today about three different announcements, and I'm going to ask you to bear with me as I walk through each component, and there's an awful lot of people to thank about this. But first and foremost, I announce a $135,000 award by the Commonwealth under our Main Street program to Scranton Tomorrow, headed up by Chairman Rinaldi. And actually, the Scranton Tomorrow has been around since 1992, doing revitalization efforts here in the city. So our Main Street program does something very important. What it does is it provides a little bit of support to hire a Main Street manager over a period of 3 years, and that manager has the responsibility to pull stakeholders together, to pull resources together, to focus the attention, and to guarantee an improved quality of life in central business districts. That $135,000 is also being matched by Scranton Tomorrow's $60,000 with some of their own private support and support from the city. So I want to congratulate Scranton Tomorrow on the planning that they did. I want to congratulate them on the planning that they did and on setting themselves up for the opportunity to benefit from state resources. The second part of our announcement today is every bit as important as the commitment to the core business district and the commercial district, and this is an Elm Street award, $50,000 going to the United Neighborhood Centers, led ably by Mike Hanley. United Neighborhood Centers will have a $50,000 operational grant for Elm Street coordinator. The key to the Elm Street program is that it takes, coupled with the Main Street program, it deals with the residential corridors that lead into core business districts and deals with the residential aspects. Again, two sides of the same coin: commercial, economic development, residential, community development, coming together here in the city of Scranton for the best possible outcome. Of course, the big piece of this puzzle as well is something that was announced last week, but that we are now calling greater attention to: the $3 million award of neighborhood stabilization money. This is an extraordinary opportunity for the city to transform a wonderful, historic neighborhood in South Scranton, and there's an awful lot of credit to go around. This money, this neighborhood stabilization money, actually isn't part of the original economic stimulus, the ARA statute. It actually precedes that. It goes back to last August when the federal government adopted a piece of legislation to bail out our financial institutions. As you remember, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This was part of that program, and it was really focusing on residential property that was foreclosed upon and would eventually become a greater blight upon our neighborhoods. So I have extraordinary opportunity here to thank our federal delegation, particularly Congressman Konjorski, who I believe is represented here. I hope he is. The congressman is, of course, on the Financial Services Committee in the House and was very instrumental in that legislation. Congressman Carney, Senator Casey, and Senator Specter, all of whom were involved in the movement of that legislation to make it possible for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to deploy $57 million in neighborhood stabilization money. And as the mayor said, the city was ready to take advantage of this opportunity because of great local leadership, great partnership, great planning, and they jumped in and got a substantial $3 million commitment. Now that $3 million will allow development of 24 units in South Scranton, 22 units in the 50 square block South Scranton revitalization area, which is noted here in the display. And the program awards grants to the communities to address housing foreclosure and essentially will revitalize that wonderful historic community. I'm really happy to be back here on behalf of the governor and DCED to reward good planning and good leadership. It always takes the partners. There are plenty of partners here that made it possible for DCED to meet this opportunity and to revitalize the city. These are a continuing stream of opportunities that we've taken advantage of with our local partners, and I want to congratulate Scranton tomorrow. I want to congratulate the mayor. I want to congratulate council. I want to thank our legislative delegation, who is, I believe, represented here, Ken Smith. DCED would not have this money without an appropriation from the legislature, so let's express our deep thanks to those. The last thing I want to say is this. Again, we're in a difficult time. We have to take scarce resources and put money where we can make it. These investments change people's perceptions of their community. They start to think something good's going on here. Think of where we're standing. And it drives private investment. It produces confidence in the market. And we have every reason to believe that these dollars are going to make for great results here in the city of Scranton. So thank you for your time and attention, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Rinaldi. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Another great day for the city of Scranton. On behalf of everyone at Scranton tomorrow, I want to thank John Blake, Mayor Doherty, City Council, everyone who helped move this along. I'd like to thank OECD, Sarah Hailstone and Jackie Parker here from DCD. Thank you for all your help as well. This is an exciting time, and John, I could promise you that Scranton tomorrow is committed to using the tool of Main Street to strengthen this community and continue the great work that the mayor is doing for our city. So we thank you. I also want to especially thank the Main Street Committee of Scranton tomorrow. Bobby Linetz here, Ken Okrepke, Phil Mortel, George Simeon, who helped pull this together, do the planning, and get this work, and with Linda Abley's help as well. So we thank you very much. And I lastly want to thank our board members who consistently give their time and energy to continue the mission of Scranton tomorrow to make this city the premier urban center of Northeast PA. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. And on behalf of United Neighborhood Centers, I also want to offer our thanks to all the partners that helped to make the Elm Street award possible. If any of you have not had a chance, we have some wonderful pictures over here of the South Side. It's a wonderful part of our city, an historic part of our city that has fallen on troubled times in parts of it. If you look at these pictures, many of our properties there certainly are in need of rehabilitation. There are many vacant lots, but there are also many gems that are still over there in Southside, and it's those that we're here to try and build on. I want to thank Ed Carlin on staff at United Neighborhood Centers, who really shepherded this planning process through, and certainly it would not have happened without the wonderful partnerships that have come together in Southside. I want to recognize Wayne Evans here, the president of the Southside Resident Association, who has been fighting the good fight in Southside with many of his partners for many, many years. And of course, Judy Gatelli, president of City Council, who has been Wayne's partner, who have been, they've had this vision for longer than any of us can remember, I think. So I think a lot of the thanks and congratulations goes out to them, and we're here to work with them and continue to build on the good work that they've done. So on this note, I'd like to introduce Judy Catelli, President of the City Council of Scranton.
Vice President. I'd like to thank everyone for bringing the funds to South Scranton, especially the governor and the mayor. That was one of the reasons that I ran for city council, because our neighborhood was in a crisis and something had to be done. I'm very happy that I made a difference and that Wayne and I worked on this for many years together, and we are going to see it to fruition. It's hard to believe that in hard times of the United States of America that the city of Scranton is flourishing, and indeed it is. And it's because of our mayor and because of our council and because of our governor and all our elected officials who believe in the city of Scranton and believe in the revitalization of South Scranton. Our neighborhood has been in crisis for many, many years. You know, we have closed nuisance bars. We continue to close them because they are a problem. Blighted properties are going to be rehabilitated, and we're very, very proud. And thank you all for coming.
Judy, Mike, Donnie, John, thank you very much. And to all the people from the state, this is not a little thing. This is really a big thing for the city and South Scranton. And this will transform this neighborhood. This money will make a difference in a lot of people's lives, and especially first-time homebuyers, which is what we strive to do. We thought back 5 years ago when we did this study, how do we get more homeowners into a neighborhood? With these dollars, we're going to do it. Thank you very much.